Hello and welcome to the 53rd episode of Business Litigation TV, the internet's most passionate show about business litigation. I'm your host, Jesse David Eisenberg, and I'm a New York City business litigation attorney. So this is part 3 of a 3-part series, I'll call it, about common business needs. Now, as a business litigation attorney, I always come in usually at the end of a business problem, or if, an owner or a manager of business really screws up. However, I'm trying to give some advice when you're first starting a business. Okay, hopefully some of this advice, if you take it, will stop you from being sued or having to worry about a lawsuit in some regards. So, the next topic to continue the last part's discussion is sales tax collection online. Everyone knows, depending on the state you're in, you need to collect sales tax. However, what happens when you're doing business online? Like you're in New York and you're selling to Oregon, California, Florida, something like that. Okay? Make sure you check with the FTC's guidelines and rules regarding sales tax. And these rules are always changing too. I believe, something was passed just in the last couple months, making sales tax collection based on whatever state you're selling to. Something along those lines. Okay? So you always want to be up to date with that. Another good person to talk to about how to collect sales tax is your accountant and your attorney. Next one is when you do international sales online. All right? Again, make sure you're up to date. Find out and speak with your accountant and anyone else about the international and local regulations when you're shipping overseas. So you want to know the regulations about shipping, about collecting tax, and about getting your products through customs. Okay? Data security. If you're living under a rock, you might not be aware, but the rest of us are aware that there's data security breaches online all the time. I think Target had a major one about a year ago. So you have to make sure you have some kind of security measures, and the toughest you can find if you're keeping personal information, like credit cards, birth dates, full names, addresses, all of that. If you're storing the information, it needs to be kept private with high-tech security. All right, moving on to the Affordable Care Act. Just make sure you're up to date. Speak to everyone, to usually employment attorneys and your accountant, anyone else, making sure you're up to date on all the current healthcare laws, okay? Especially if you have more than, I think it's like 7 or 8 employees. You have to follow some very strict guidelines. This is also about, when you have healthcare privacy, all right? If online you're storing people's healthcare information or policies, again, stringent data security is important. All right. And lastly, if in your business you're developing products, especially one of a kind, protect it with a patent, okay? Protect your business name, your symbols, your logos by applying for a trademark. All right? Who do you speak to about this? You speak to an intellectual property attorney. All right? They do this all day long. All right? If you don't want someone to steal your work, your likeness, that kind of stuff, it's always good to speak with an intellectual property attorney. All right, I hope the 3-part series here has given you some good advice, or at least where to turn to. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at jesse@jdelaw.nyc. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching.